Did you turn up my volume?
A new rink, a new coach, a fresh 2019 team headline the offseason, and now it's time for opening night of Temple University's club ice hockey team right here on the TU Ice Network. Hello and welcome in, fans. I'm JJ Michalski alongside Taylor Snyder and Dylan Coyle. And before we begin any of our game festivities tonight, we'd like to just take a moment and recognize the late Ryan Treves. There's going to be a few ceremonies happening here on the ice. Ryan Treves, the former vice president of the TU Ice Club hockey team. And a very emotional night here. What will be a moment of silence, and after that we'll have Mr. and Mrs. Treves come out on the ice for the ceremonial puck drop. We'll take you down ice side right now. wonderful tribute to one of the best to touch the ice for the Cherry and White. Inside of the Igloo Arena in Mount Laurel, New Jersey, it's the Temple Owls and TCNJ Lions in collegiate club hockey. A pleasant good evening to you fans and welcome to the first broadcast of the 2019 season. I'm JJ Mahowski, joined by Taylor Snyder in the booth, Dylan Coyle serving the duties between the benches for the game. And well, Taylor, it's been an exciting off-season, and Pat Carroll, the new head coach for the Owls, gets his first action at the helm of the Cherry and White. There's no better way to do it than in front of this great crowd right here at home.
A big flip this offseason for the Temple Owls. Practically an entire new staff. You mentioned it. Head coach Pat Carroll making his debut tonight for the Owls behind the bench. He is joined by Kevin Reiter. Former Temple alumni Frank Blust will be joining him on the bench too. Temple rolling out Mike Walker on their front line tonight with Charles Giazza at the center position, Nick Van Allen on the right. Aaron Crossan, Will Green, and Ian McDougall also in the top six for the Owls. Top defensive pairing, no surprises here. Alex Barberini will play alongside Kyle Smedley. Barberini coming off a breakout season last year. And we're just about set to get things going on here. We're going to send it to Dylan Coyle in between the glass.
Well, this is a very exciting time for the Temple Owls. It's been really fun to see everyone get together in the last few weeks, last few months. It's all been about camaraderie ship down here, JJ and Taylor. And this season's about to get ready. The boys are fired up, and here we go.
And we're underway. Thank you very much, Dylan. Temple wins the first face-off of the 2019 season, and quickly dumping it into the zone is Charles Giazza. Grabbed up in the back end by Michael Lejeski, the goaltender for TCNJ. Puck prodded to the corner now. TCNJ trying to clear it out. A shot thrown towards the net. High of the wide of the goal. Now swatted down and batted away by Mark Teachin. Teachin, the captain for TCNJ. The Lions tonight wearing their blue and gold uniforms. Temple obviously wearing their home Cherry and White. Down on the far end of the ice now behind Benjamin Auerbach, the goalkeeper for the Temple Owls, and we'll see a quick freeze here early on in the game.
Try to make a routine wrap around there. TCNJ just trying to throw a puck on net. Temple won the faceoff, got it deep. Both teams, nothing really to it. Auerbach, that's a routine save for him. Veteran the goalie in net tonight for the Owls.
Auerbach logging a lot of hours last season for Temple. Now faceoff won by TCNJ in the offensive zone. Picked up in the back though by newcomer for the Owls, Matthew Jeanette. Passing it out of the zone is Temple and dumped right back in, and a huge hit along the boards. Getting involved on the play, Aaron Crossan. Pat Carroll said coming in he wanted to get all five lines involved, and right there, Aaron Crossan making an early name for himself here in 2019. Temple dumping it out of the zone. Ref says it's tipped, so no icing on the play. Back to pick it up is Logan Vidudic. And cleared down the ice, the length of the ice, for an icing call with 18:40 left here in the first period. One shot already in the game for TCNJ.
You know, it's interesting you brought up physicality. Coach Carroll wanting Crossan to get involved like that. Last season, Cavalier and Barberini did the majority of the hitting for the Owls. It'll be up to them to dictate play early on. Can they forecheck the way they were supposed to last season? Definitely improving in the size department.
Erie loses the face-off in the offensive zone for the Owls. Now to it is Bowles. Ian Bowles throws it and crosses ice. Pierce now in the corner looking to win the puck. He gets it out to the point. A little bit of bunch for the Owls and trying to hold on. They're unable to keep it in. They toss it back to Bowles, who's in the other end of the ice.
The last shift, we really got to see the youth of this Temple Owls come in. 4 of the 5 guys on the ice were all newcomers to the team, with the exception of Will Green.
Shot on goal, blocked away. Nice save there. Jack Pierce with a chance in front, and Temple coming out early with the offensive pressure.
Jack
a
Pierce,
couple of checks in the corner.
Pierce was wide open there on the net, JJ. Should have finished that one off.
And now another opportunity. Erie takes a shot and it hits the netting right here in front of us.
Right to me and JJ's TV screen right there. Still getting used to this new spot off in the corner.
Yeah, still.
You guys are getting used to it right over there. How about me?
Yeah, you're right in between the glass right there. He doesn't even have any protection.
I don't have any protection. I'm enjoying this. I'm definitely loving the danger here.
Andrew Kaiser in the face-off circle wins it for the Cherry and White. Passing it around is Ondick. He finds Kaiser in the corner. Ondick, and man, what a penalty, or a power play unit for the Owls. To Ondick. Ondick back out to the point. And now to Giazza, across to Ondick. Finding Erie behind the net. Michael Irie holds on to it. To Ondick, back to Irie. Holding to Ondick. Now he skates in to Irie in front, and a nice stick save made, taking away the hole. Irie holds on to it to Ondick. Ondick out to the top of the point. And out to Giazza. Giazza passes, deflected in front, knocked down. Working up at the point, that's number 7, Matthew Jeanette. Jeanette to Ondick. Ondick holds, now passes. He finds Irie. Irie skates in a circle, shot on net. Van Allen looks to get the rebound. Now another shot thrown on net and a save made. Nice quick flash of the glove by Lajewski.
Well, if you want to know why Michael Irie is out on that power play unit, he was an all-Delaware County Player of the Year back in high school. He's got a lot of skills. If there's a freshman that you want to look at, there's 10 of them on this team, and you want to look at one of them and say, well, they might be the cream of the crop right there, I think he's a guy you got to look out for. Oh, and by the way, it's always nice when you get back to the bench after a goal and your coach says nothing. That's a good thing on its own.
Temple still on the power play. 51 seconds left on that. They carry it back in. Andrew Kaiser on the puck. Kaiser holds, now passes to McDougal, who was hidden behind the net. He passes it out in front and finds Zambella. Down low it goes. McDougal gets to it first.
3 newcomers on the ice right now for the Temple Owls. Building off to Dylan's point, a lot of new guys on the special teams unit.
And Temple right now searching their second goal in the game. They already lead 1-0 courtesy of the stick of Brendan Ondick, who's just been so fantastic in his first couple of years here with Temple. Out to the point it goes, shot taken, but blocked away. And now it is thrown around the boards, and that goes the length of the ice. Auerbach out from between his pipes to pick the puck up. Temple pushing the other way. 15 seconds left on the power play.
About 8 minutes left here in this game. JJ, Temple has definitely owned the opportunities in the overall play, but a goal here would definitely be big for them.
Kaiser and Zambella pass it back. Now it eventually lands with Zambella. 2 seconds left on the penalty, and right out of the box, the Lions trying to get to the puck.
Zambella has to take some better options right there. He's noticeably frustrated coming back to the bench. When you are kind of cut at a tightrope on the blue line and you know the guy's coming out, you don't want to just toss it right into the middle because all of the defensemen were on that blue line. You want to send it down deep.
TCNJ with an opportunity in front. They throw a shot on goal, blocked away by Auerbach. And Temple comes the other way with a 2-on-1. They have the offensive numbers. Looking to center it in front for Giazza is Crossan, but Crossan takes the shot. Net comes off of its moorings. So we'll have a stoppage of play here with 7:11 left in period 1. Temple leading TCNJ 1-0.
Looks like it just could not.
Saying that, but it turned out because the net was put off its moorings by TCNJ's own player, that meant that TCNJ basically could not, as if it were an icing, they could not change their guys on the ice.
Giazza loses this face-off. Back to Bowles now. Chipped into the zone, played high off the glass. Coming around, picking it up is Jamison Dugan. Dugan passing it the length of the ice.
Dugan took a shot on his last shift. No one saw it, but it was off in the corner. Fowler laid the hit the last time he was out there.
Van Allen passing it off. He gets it to Bowles. And Bowles from the red line dumps it in. No icing on the play. Wrapped around the boards by the goalie for TCNJ. And played out. Ondick in chase, trying to race down the ice with Andrew Lem. Temple gets to it first, and another whistle's blown.
It's going to end up being a penalty. I think it's going to be on Brendan Ondick.
Yeah, that had hook written all over it as soon as he went inside on him. Tried to go. I think he was trying to disrupt Auerbach. Put that puck behind the boards. Stick got caught up. Drug him down to the ground.
So we'll have 4-on-5 for the Temple Owls. They go on their first penalty kill of the year.
And this is interesting now for a team, Temple, early on in this game. It's still 1-0, a very, very close hockey game, but you've definitely had the better of the chances here. This is the first time all game where you've been put backs against the wall. TCNJ's got a quality chance here. How does Pat Carroll's Army respond? We'll have to see, JJ.
TCNJ holding on to it. Ondick called 2 minutes for hooking, and that's the reason that TCNJ is on the power play right now. Shot taken, blocked away by the skates. Out to the point it goes, picked up in the outside, and holding on to it. Now a slap shot ripped from the outside. Auerbach saves it. And a nice save from the senior goalkeeper.
Got to make sure that puck is cleared from that slot. That's a dangerous location to keep the puck.
Temple moving the other way, and rather than clearing it, Pierce elects to take it into the zone as much as he can. Now tells Fowler to come back. Skating out of the zone with it is Mark Tejan. Tejan passing it off. He finds Benny. Benny coughs the puck up and cleared down the length of the ice. A nice clear coming from Sean Fowler.
TCNJ's biggest Achilles heel tonight has been trying to get the puck through the blue line. I mean, it's one thing to put the puck deep, but I mean, like, past the 5-meter mark of the blue line, that's where Temple's really own them. As soon as TCNJ is able to get the puck in deep, they're creating pretty decent opportunities for themselves, but Alex Barberini and Fowler specifically tonight have been very consistent with their poke checks.
TCNJ with the line change. Still hold on to it. They have 30 seconds left on this power play. Temple looking to kill it off. On Nick in the box, 2 minutes for hooking. And back to grab it is JP Kelly. He holds and waits for his team. A tipped pass ends up at center ice for TCNJ. And up into the boards it goes, out of play. So we'll have a face-off at center ice.
It's good to see heads up for Temple when the puck is moving through the neutral zone on either side, really, when Temple has it, when TCNJ has it. They're doing a good job. Sticks are always on the ice. Pretty decent communication. Just a couple of mishaps in their own zone, as Dylan pointed out earlier. A bit more communication behind our back and in front of them. Got to make sure the puck stays out of high, dangerous areas.
What a play by Sean Fowler as he keeps it into the zone. Now dumps it out and slapped right back in. But Sean Fowler really trying to go on the offensive side of the puck. Temple looking to kill off this penalty now. It expires for TCNJ.
That puck hit the netting behind the net, so we're going to have a whistle. That was a really good Richie's penalty kill for Temple Ice Hockey. I'll tell you what, it's always important to have good special teams in the first game of the season because it's hard to kind of get momentum going on special teams if you don't just start with a spark. And I think that was important. Although there were some loose pucks that they weren't the quickest to get to, they did a good job at kind of stuffing the blue line.
TCNJ tries to take a shot from the outside. It's knocked down. And Temple wrapping it around, defensively trying to pick it up. Prodding at the puck, TCNJ comes free with it. And now a shot ripped towards net, flies high and wide. Ryan Anderson taking the shot that time. The Lions settle it down. James Dugan dumps it out of play, and a whistle's blown.
That puck went and hit Joey Galitsky, the backup goaltender for the Owls, his blocker, and he looked up. He was pretty proud of himself right there. I would be too. I haven't had the chance to have a puck come right here, though. It has come into the scorer's box, and it was dropped, unfortunately, by the scorekeeper.
3:47 left here in the first period. Temple leads in the game 1-0.
I'll tell you, I won't feel safe in this game, score or no score, until Dylan gets some bubble wrap around him.
Am I precious to you, Taylor?
No, yeah, you're definitely probably the most valuable commodity we have on this whole broadcast team.
Well,
just want to make sure you're safe.
I'm safe, buddy. Thank you, though.
Temple in the other end of the ice. Now moving up. A nice move. In on goal go the Owls. Shot taken. Save made. Wow. What a close chance for Temple.
Zambella came in smoking there, JJ, right on the doorstep. Just couldn't get his stick on the puck. He was in perfect position.
Dylan mentioned it earlier. Zambella frustrated with his first couple of shifts, and what a chance right in front there. Looks like the net might have gotten moved just a little bit.
I'll tell you what, good play by Alex Barberini so far. This is his sophomore season, and he's been putting a lot of effort into getting his game smoother because he's going to be one of the guys that you see for the next 3 years as one of the leaders of the Temple Owls. He's putting in the work tonight.
Temple looking to change direction, but Charles Giazza steps up and takes the puck away. Giazza in the zone. Offsides is the call.
Yeah, they got Van Allen there. I think he had just a little bit of a step. It was real close.
Giazza crouches over in a full squad, and Charles has done a nice job managing the team so far. Was in charge of the interview process to bring in Pat Carroll and his wonderful coaching staff that we're so pleasured to have here at Temple now.
Yeah, as we mentioned earlier in the broadcast, Pat Carroll making his debut tonight for the Temple Owls. Kevin Ryder and Frank Lust on the bench too tonight, supporting him, doing a very good job. Still 1-0 early on in this game. A lot to tell about this team and this season, but they're exuding confidence in a good way right now, JJ.
A hit in the middle of the ice there. Nice open ice hitting by the Owls. Giazza gets the puck. Giazza with a spin move along the boards. Now he throws it out to the slot. A shot thrown on net. Save made and frozen. Eventually.
And it's the little things like that that make Captain Charles, why he wears the C on his jersey, as you mentioned, all class in everything he does, both on and off the ice. That was just a tiny little chance, puck thrown into the corner, nothing really to make of it, threw it in the slot, gave his teammates a chance, ended up finding the stick of his own teammate, had a great wide open shot from the point, easily could have gone in on any other day, JJ. Those are the small, tiny things that Charles Giazza does to generate offense for the Temple Owls.
And the scoreboard now off here in the arena, so I hope the refs have time. So, Temple leads in the game 1-0, and now the scoreboard comes back up, 1:39 left.
I think everything remained the same. I just think there was a bit of a glitch with it.
Fowler with a chance in front, and diving out to make the stop is Lajewski. And given the goal that he gave up, he's been pretty solid in net so far for the Lions.
Yes, he has. As we mentioned earlier in the broadcast, this is his first game of the season making a start. He did not see action last night, and he has responded very well, been very composed. The one goal that he gave up wasn't even really entirely his fault, just great execution by Temple. And, you know, goaltending really, really makes a difference, especially in this league, and Lajewski has given his teammates a chance to tie this game.
A slap shot from the outside, blocked away. Getting the shot that time for the Owls, number 7, Matthew Jeanette. Jeanette, a freshman from Sellersville, PA, political science major. Andrew Kaiser looking to get the action going for the Owls, but instead it wraps around Jamison Dugan, passes it the length of the ice. Now a breakaway opportunity for Lem, in on goal. Auerbach with a huge save, and he gets a huge applaud from the bench.
Phenomenal poke check there by Jamison Dugan, running through the neutral zone in transition. Had Ben Auerbach right where he wants him. Very rarely are you going to get Big Ben on a one-on-one situation like that. He stood his ground tall, was not fooled.
Well, the issue right there is Joshua Moses was actually pinching down into the offensive zone, so Sean Fowler was playing back a little bit, and it split him and Matthew Gwinnett. Matthew Gwinnett had to rush back to try and get involved in that defensive play. At the end of it, it was just a good save by Auerbach. Defense has to be a little tighter.
Shot thrown on net once again in front. Auerbach turns around, and I believe he throws the puck. It's a very difficult angle that we have here this season at the Igloo. Obviously a much warmer arena and
much
more pleasant than the York was, but we don't have the luxury of our box up in the corner.
You know, that was a nice little subtle pass from the point. It was a pass type shot. I don't even know what Benny was going for there, number 9 on TCNJ, but that puck almost got through Ben Auerbach's mornings.
Temple gets the puck, dumps it into the neutral zone, 38 seconds left in the period. Delayed offsides is the call. Temple gets back on, but it comes at the cost of getting the puck moving the other way. TCNJ into their offensive zone, and now offsides called against the men in blue.
So a little bit of a slower end to this period. It started off really fast-paced, and if you remember last year, Bloomsburg, another D2 team, was the first game of the year, and for the Owls, it was fairly simple. This game, it's a little tougher. TCNJ, higher opposition right here. It's still 1-0 late in the first.
One thing that stood out to me about that game last year, Dylan, is eventful. A lot going on. I mean, 10 goals for Temple in that game alone last year. It was a 10-2 final score. Still 2 more periods to play, but TCNJ throwing me a bit off guard too. I did not expect them to check this well in the first period. They're doing a good job of keeping this close.
Headed to the box now, Travis Benny, 2 minutes for hooking, and TCNJ, as you mentioned, Taylor, doing a fantastic job thus far of really keeping it close and keeping Temple, a D1 team in the ACHA, out of this. And Temple, a good team last season. We saw them go on to beat Navy and eventually fall in the first round of the playoffs, but they've shown off that they can do a lot. Tipped up into the netting here, right above our heads. A little bit of a how do you do to us.
Yeah, I mean, I told you going into this, you know, you got to be pretty wary of how close you stand to this net. I know I shouldn't be talking, but
yeah, you really should not be talking right now.
I left Dylan on the blacktop, right? Listen, if we're going to do this all season to where Dylan's unprotected and we are, then we maybe got to even this up.
Out to the point, slap shot deflection, and there's the buzzer on the first period. So, Temple comes out strong. Brendan Ondick scores the first goal of the season for the Owls. They lead 1-0 here at the end of one. And it's time to take our first break of the season. But when we return, intermission report coming up. And before that, a new feature to our broadcast this season. We were going to have a player interview, and Dylan can tell us if that will indeed happen. Looks like he's going to meet with Brendan Ondick. We'll take it down to Dylan.
Brendan Ondick got the only goal for the Owls so far in this game. Now, Brendan, just take us through it.
Kind of a broken play. Honestly, all I remember is it went out to the point, we got a shot through, and it was laying there, and I was able to just bang it in.
So what happened on that penalty? I know that you just said when you were in the box, it just, your stick was just between him and he fell.
Yeah, we were just kind of going at back and forth, and my stick got caught in between his arm, and he went down, and I guess the ref thought that was enough to call a penalty.
So going on this power play, do you like starting a power play on a fresh sheet of ice, or is it just kind of a mental game there?
I mean, it's a little bit of a mental game, but obviously when the ice is fresh, everything's a little bit easier, so it's always nice to get a minute and 50 or whatever we have here on fresh ice. We just got to take advantage of it.
Thank you very much, Brendan.
Thank you.
Thanks so much, Dylan, and that will bring us to our first break of the season. Intermission report coming up here on the TU Ice Network. Temple leads after one over TCNJ, and we'll be right back.
came in front of him, like you said, assisted by, really just standing out with the seniors, standing out with the returners, being able to prove themselves as capable, producers for this Temple team.
So a TU Ice Network intermission report tradition, always the last question I will ask you.
Sure.
If you're head coach Pat Carroll, what are you telling the boys right now?
Right now, we got to keep the toughness going, keep that forecheck going. Ben Auerbach had made some fantastic saves to keep this a 1-0 game for Temple in the league. Let's keep that forecheck going. Let's keep the puck out of our defensive zone, put it in the offensive zone. Skate hard, skate fast, and let's score a couple more goals.
Well, that'll do it from the first period intermission report. We're going to take a quick break. I'm Mike Zingurny alongside Zach Demuse. Second period action will be
back here for the second period of play. I'm JJ Mahowski alongside Taylor Snyder up here in the booth. Dylan Coyle down on the benches for a TU Ice Network coverage. Temple currently leading TCNJ 1-0 as we begin the second period here.
Thing my coworker pointed out at the intermission report, Temple doing a good job of skating fast. That was one thing we did not touch on. And the intermission report, Ondick said it's always nice to have a fresh slate of ice. Feels good about 2 minutes into the game. Temple really did a good job of exploding. I'm looking for them to do quite the same here in the second period.
Temple on the power play to begin this second period. Up at the top of the point, trying to get things done right now. Looking for the second goal shot. Score! Matthew Jeanette, the freshman, gets his first goal of his Temple Owls career. A power play goal. The bench erupts. Temple leads the game 2-0.
That was a Tiger Woods in his prime drive right there by the newcomer, Matt Jeanette, from the top. It was set up beautifully, too. Just a one-time goes top right. He really let that one go, JJ. You felt the breeze on that one from over here.
The right-hand slap shot from the top of the point. And Dylan, how about the energy down there on the bench?
Well, the energy is absolutely amazing down here. I will say Kevin Ryder said to Matthew Gwinnett as he came onto the bench, see what happens when you just shoot the puck? Alex Barberini saying to him that he deserved that one. I almost got absolutely demolished right there, but we're safe. We're good.
Puck cleared down into the zone. Smedley battling here for it. TCNJ in the offensive zone. They clear it away. Fowler picking up on the other side. To the middle for Kaiser. Kaiser unable to get to it. Smedley and Kaiser working on the same line, the two best friends that they could be. Pat Carroll recognizing that, putting them out there on the ice together. TCNJ looking for answers. Deflection in front, Auerbach. How about that save, Taylor?
An incredible adjustment. That looks like a 2018 Braden Holtby playoff run save right there. Just a perfect. Composed, didn't even flinch. That puck had a wicked deflection.
The bench wanted a high stick right there. Nothing was called.
And now a huge hit along the boards. Temple going on the offensive. They got 3 men going forward. Breaking opens Ondick. Ondick holds, shoots, blocked away, free shot, and another missed shot by the Owls. Man, what an opportunity.
That was Fowler over there near the left dot, had a wide open crease.
Fowler passing it off now. Temple settling things down, looking to set up an attack in the offensive zone. Down low for Fowler once again. Fowler trying to get a centering pass. It's knocked down. Out to the point, TCNJ takes it the other way. Temple with 3 men back defensively, 2 attackers for the men in blue. Across, Smedley picks it up, and now he'll pass to Kaiser. Kaiser tips the pass at the blue line, so no icing on the play. Temple able to get a line change. Now a huge hit there. Wow, what a physical hockey game we have.
It's great to see this physicality from Temple. Alex Barberini, number 55, and Cavalier, Stephen Cavalier, he's not on the roster anymore. We're 2 big bodies for them. Every single guy on this roster tonight, JJ, doing a phenomenal job of forechecking. Good things out of Temple Owls so far.
You know, just saw right there. It's a play that not many people will notice because it's not really fancy, but Ian Bowles trapped against the boards in his around his own blue line had 2 choices. He could either send it back to his teammate who was in the defensive zone just starting to get there, or he could just send it back up the boards. He decided to go up the boards because there were 2 TCNJ players. One was just kind of like watching him, waiting for him to make that pass into his defensive zone. That would have ended up in a breakaway, a mini breakaway, or a one-on-one opportunity. He decided to go up the boards, and they got a play out of it.
Action in front of the net here. Thanks for your insight, Dylan. Temple looking to take it out of their defensive zone, flipping it up the ice. Temple going to win the race to it. It looks like coming out of his crease to grab it is Lajewski. Temple settling things down now. Out to the point it goes. From point to point, finding Bowles. And Bowles plays it along the boards once again. Wrapping around to Will Green now, back in front. Kaiser in the corner. Trying to supply Ian McDougall with some help. TCNJ takes it the other way. Shot thrown on net. Auerbach blocks it away. Offsides is the call before any of that action happens, though. So we'll have a line change for both teams.
Layden Reed, number 81 on the Temple Owls here. That's another freshman on this roster who I did not hear much from. He's on that 3rd pairing tonight from Wallingford, PA. He is a freshman, 6'1", 185. Not too shabby compared to Alex Barberini, 6'6", JJ.
And we see Michael Erie kicked out of the faceoff circle right then. But Temple emerges. They win the faceoff, clearing it to the other side. Now a snapshot thrown from the outside, blocked away by the body. Getting in front of it that time was the captain for TCNJ, and Mark Teachin. Centering chance in front. A lot of bodies in front of the net. Tough to see from here. Temple still on it. Shot thrown on net, blocked away. TCNJ carries it out.
And that was Michael Irie right there, the freshman on the wraparound. Tried to create a chance, could not finish.
Irie takes a hit along the boards now. Shot thrown towards Auerbach. He blocks it away. And now pushing the other way, Joshua Moses.
That was all Jason Zambello right there because he was going through center ice and he kept forcing the puck in. You know, he might not have the skills with the puck on his stick, but he does have that fight, that power to kind of push the puck going forward, and that's huge if you're trying to get a forecheck going.
And now open ice for Moses. He shoots, save made. And the freshman really being impactful tonight, and not something we saw last year with the Temple Owls. They were very cautious to put their 3rd and 4th lines out there, but Pat Carroll wanting to use those lines.
It seemed like it was always the usual 3 to 4 suspects contributing on the offensive side of the puck. Temple wasn't too awful on their forecheck at points or moments in the game last year, but their execution really lacked. Tonight, not so much. Pat Carroll doing a good job of rolling out these lines tonight. I'm really digging these 10 freshmen, JJ, getting some time here in the top 6. Their confidence is growing with each drop of the puck.
And another important note on all of that, as this puck goes down the length of the ice for icing, an important note on that is if you're saving your top two lines, when you get in those situations like the Navy game that we had last year, your top two lines are fresh for the end of game by being able to have other players out there on the ice.
And definitely, and I think it's one thing, you know, if you have maybe one of your best players sent down, but to have Andrew Kaiser and Brendan Ondick and Sean Fowler, three names you heard a lot from last year, and Jack Pierce on that fourth line, they're buried in the bottom six tonight, and granted it is TCNJ, and you know, a Division II opponent in your first game, you want to give everyone opportunities, but this is, I think, just speaks volumes about the trust that Pat Carroll already has in these freshmen in the short time they've spent with each other.
Barberini dumps it in there, but TCNJ takes it the other way. Barberini on the defensive end now, the tallest player out there on the ice. Winning the race to it is Smedley. Smedley creates space, allows Barberini to get to the puck. Now carrying it out of the zone and flipping it forward. That's number 27, Mike Walker.
Back to what you guys were just talking about with that bottom six and the top six having a lot of freshmen on it. I mean, that was the biggest thing. Last year, there was not a lot of depth. Mark Spies liked to roll the top two lines and only the top two lines for most of the game, as that puck sent in. Should have been icing, but it's not going to be called. But that's the thing, the depth. And that's changed this year.
Centering pass now down low for Ondick. Looking to get the chance for the one-timer, just never came from number 10.
And, you know, keeping the puck, cycling the puck, making sure all the lines are cycled around. And it is really important, Dylan, to build off your point. You know, last year Temple seemed to get the same 3 or 4 names scoring all the goals.
Shot in front, save made, Auerbach.
That was Bladen Reed getting in front of the puck.
I was speaking of, I was just actually about to transition into Bladen Reed, a guy in the first period whose name was not mentioned maybe once. And to hear his name mentioned 4 times is a good sign for the Owls.
Sean Fowler offensively with the puck, now getting it to Ondick. Ondick settling in. Passes from point to point. Temple holding on to it. 13:45 left here in the second period. They lead the game 2-0. And the puck eventually frozen by Michael Lajewski.
Andrew Kaiser there, just nice cheeky, faked like he was going to go on the wraparound, threw it right at the blocker. Easy routine save there from Lajewski. Temple has not really had a high-pressure chance once in this period. TCNJ owns those opportunities.
Pat Carroll was just talking to his guys. They needed to attack the net more. He was not happy as that was called. He wants to see his players go to that net instead of going out wide.
Bowles throws a shot from the outside, knocked down.
Couldn't agree more. Besides the Gannett one-timer, there's not been a lot of pressure on the goal mouth. Very rarely is there disruption in the slot from the Owls. TCNJ having recess out there right now. Temple needs to do a better job of applying the pressure.
Andrew Suma gets the shot that time for the men in blue, but Auerbach says no and seals up the puck. And now we're going to see a defensive zone faceoff for the Owls. 13:25 left here in the second period of play. Temple leading 2-0. Into the faceoff circle, Aaron Crossan. He loses the faceoff, shot taken, and falling down is Crossan now. A little bit of Bambi legs underneath of him.
I think he was looking up to check for Gannett, just lost his footing, took his eye off the puck.
Crossan was trying to slap that puck past the defense of TCNJ and into the neutral zone, so I'm not really sure why he did that and not trying to win it back.
Crossan now passes it off. Temple trying to go right up the middle of the ice. Wow, what a hit there. Possession goes to the Owls. Now to Crossan. He snaps a shot off, blockered away.
We almost got an all-new guy line out there right now, JJ. Could be all new guys if I'm not mistaken.
Wrapping around the net,
no,
out to the point.
Will Green's the only veteran out there right now for the Owls.
And down low, Temple holding on to it. Joshua Moses wraps it around the boards.
The bench wanted a behind-the-back hit call right here. They didn't get it. A board, actually, is what they were all yelling for. Pretty unhappy bench at the moment.
Ian McDougall trying to get the offense going for the Owls. Passed off now. Matthew Jeanette throws a shot on net. And he's looking for his second goal in the evening.
JP Kelly, number 12 for TCNJ, scored 2 goals last night versus Princeton. Hardly even heard that name once tonight. Haven't seen too much of him. One of TCNJ's best players. It's important for him that he contributes. Benny has been taking most of the high-pressure chances tonight. He's been pretty on points, but the rest of this team really needs to support their top 3 players right now.
Temple winning the face-off in their offensive end of the ice, but NJIT taken away. Temple now with a shot on net, save made. Looks like it might have bounced off the mask of Lajewski down there.
Yeah, I believe that was a shot there from Michael Irie. He had his name in your mouth all period. The freshman gets some good chances on the net. He may score in this game, JJ.
Puck now tossed out of the zone, down the length of the ice. No icing on the play, so Auerbach comes out of his net to save it. Passes off to Barberini. Barberini wraps it around, looking for Smedley.
I don't even think Michael Irie even caught the goalie there. The puck was just on its edge, and when he took the shot, he was trying to lift it, and he lifted it a little bit too much, and with that puck rolling on its edge, it just lifted up, and there wasn't much juice behind that shot either.
Smedley picks it up in the defensive end, and support coming from behind him in Pierce. Pierce gets the puck up, finding Reed. Into the corner they go. Barberini, the big figure, tries to save it at the point, unable to do so. Passes it back and finds Bowles. Bowles, a pass off the boards to Barberini. Kept in the zone by TCNJ.
That was a good shift there from Kyle Smedley, JJ. He was a guy I was high on last year for Temple.
Bowles just misses a long pass to Nick Van Allen. That would have been a great breakaway opportunity. And speaking of those, here comes TCNJ the other way. Down into the corner, that's number 9, Travis Benny. Carrying out the other way are the Owls. Down to the corner they go. Far end of the ice now. And wrapping around. Temple centering pass, trying to get it in front for Charles Giazza, unable to do so right there. 2-0 is the lead for the Owls right now. Currently with 10 minutes and 12 seconds left here in the second period, but the clock is stopped on the scoreboard. And we have a delayed penalty coming up. We'll try to figure out who this is going to be called against.
I'm not sure, JJ. To be honest, I thought they were going to get too many men on the ice here. My eyes were glued on, I believe it was number 12 on the Temple Owls. Andrew Kaiser was trying to get a line change there. Dylan, what'd you see?
Giazza deflects it away. Van Allen gets it. Trying to get a breakaway pass to Giazza. Giazza gets it. With room to skate, throws a shot towards net, just wide.
Yeah, Temple doing a good job here, especially Moses in this period, really excelling in the speed category, showing off his afterburners right here. He is on every single TCNJ player's hips in this game.
JP Kelly chips it the other way, but Temple takes it in the offensive zone. In on goal, shot, save made. Ondick for the rebound. Barberini right off the bench. What a line change for him. Ondick in the corner, holds on to it now. Looking to move around. Pauses, and now pushes back in front to Barberini. Barberini centering pass, shot, save made.
Coming right off
Barberini again.
Coming right off those line changes, Barberini and Fowler doing a good job of getting involved right away on a play. Don't wait too long on your opportunity. Go out and take it. They did a good job there, JJ.
Absolutely right, Taylor. And the offensive pressure tonight for the Owls, really the main reason why they've gotten the 2 goals thus far. And they've been able to get a deflection on the first goal, recover the rebound, and on the second goal, a wide open slap shot right down the middle of the ice.
Yeah, one-timer, beautiful shot there by Gannett. I'm still cracking up about that, Dylan. That's what happens when you shoot the puck. Apparently, he shot that thing to freaking Mars.
Temple holds on to it in their own offensive end. Now looks to get out in front. Shot. Save. A nice save there by Lajewski. Now a pass across the ice. Barberini rips a slap shot from the outside, but it's blocked away and carried out of the zone by Andrew Len. Len takes a hit from behind now. Barberini loses a glove. Penalty is called. And I think it's going to be Barberini going to the box here.
Yeah, I didn't see who took the hit. I believe it was hard to tell. I think it was number 96, Chris Hastings on TCNJ. Either him or Andrew Lem who took that shot by Barberini, but an unsuspecting player, they're going to get you for that every single time.
So now TCNJ going on the power play.
Yeah, we just got word it was a cross check on 53, so it was against Andrew Lem. Barberini laid down the hit, so that's 2 minutes right here for TCNJ.
Auerbach freezes the puck up here And Dylan, how's it going down there on the bench?
Well, it's going extremely well. It's not terribly cold. Oh yeah, you're talking about the penalty. So Alex Barberini came to me and I asked him, did you touch him? And he said, oh yeah, I touched him. The only kind of objection he gave was the fact that he was kind of turning into him as the hit happened. But if we're looking at by the rule of the law, then it looks like Barberini's understandably understood.
Shot rings off the post there. Auerbach got a break.
Yeah,
TCNJ with some offensive pressure. Reed now getting his body in front of a shot. Temple trying to kill off this penalty.
That was the best chance of the day by far for TCNJ, JJ. And guess who it was? Of all people, number 12, JP Kelly. 2 goals last night for his
Kelly back with the puck.
Yeah, JP Kelly, I've been calling his number all game, waiting for him to get involved in. He very much got the memo. And he shot that thing out of play.
Tipped out of play.
I think they hit the Zamboni door.
But you're correct. JP Kelly, 2 goals for him in the season debut last night and now rings a shot off the post. I don't think you could come any closer to scoring without scoring.
Yeah, that was definitely the chance of the game by far for TCNJ. Beautiful, beautiful setup. Deflected in the slot. Should have been a goal.
Face-off won by TCNJ. They hold on. 1 minute and 5 seconds left on the power play. But Will Green takes it out of the zone. Falling down he is. Picks up his own pass to himself, I guess you could say. TCNJ recovers in the defensive end.
Yeah, you got to keep your head up right there. That's Tejan, the captain, number 3 for TCNJ, who laid that hit on Will Green.
TCNJ carrying forward. And a hit thrown down. Cleared back the other way by Mike Walker. Walker, a freshman, the only freshman on the first line offensively for the Owls.
Will Green's a sneaky physical player. He really liked to get under a lot of opposing teams' skins last year. He's doing that a lot in this game too, JJ.
Temple settling things up in the other end, looking to carry out now. Moses with a stop in front, and it goes to Irie. Michael Erie the other way. Erie shoots! Blocker save. To Ondick along the bench now.
Yeah, Irie just read that, played it off the board. He had no one to support him, beat him in the leg battle. Just an old classic mano-a-mano right there, and he got beat, just couldn't finish.
Guys, there was a lot of confusion down at this bench area. Barberina was going off, and coming in to his place, it looked like it was Kyle Smedley. So he had some guys come on. Ian Bowles is going off, and then Barberini's back on the ice. I don't think anyone knows what was supposed to happen right there. Just a bit confusing. Josh Moses was confused as he went back out onto the ice and back in. And we got a charging minor on Jason Zambella. Try to get more information on.
Zambella's been all around the net all game, Dylan. He had probably the highest quality chance for the Owls that did not go in next to Pierce's right on the goal mouth. But Zambella really playing with a lot of passion tonight. It's good to see from freshman.
Temple set to kill off yet another penalty here in their defensive end. 2 minutes, 6:21 left here in the second period of play. Temple on top in the game, 2-0. 1 goal scored here in the second, 1 in the first. TCNJ wins the first face-off of the power play. To Fowler, it's wrapped around. Barberini trying to save it. TCNJ holds on to it, though, and kicks it out for the point. Jamison Dugan. Centering pass down in front. Went wide. Smedley able to clear his line.
Yeah, Dugan tried to connect there with number 28 on the College of New Jersey, Matt Wojcicki, who's the brother of the goaltender on the other end. Good opportunity there for TCNJ in the middle of the slot, though. Waiting for it was Sean Fowler. Did a good job of breaking that up. Could have been a high-quality chance.
TCNJ back into the offensive zone now, settling down things. Is Jamison Dugan. Dugan out to the point, finds JP. Shot on goal, tried to deflect it into front. That was Matt Wojcicki.
Andrew Summa, number 21, with a nice setup there. I don't think he really got the best piece of that puck that he might have wanted, but nonetheless, still a good shot. Even better save by Auerbach.
Barberini uses his big defensive figure to clear the puck out of the zone. And now a long pass for TCNJ. 3-on-2 rush.
Good job by Kyle Smedley. That's what I was talking about a couple minutes ago. Kyle Smedley is going to be a huge player this year for this Temple Owls defensive pairing. Very physical, doesn't have a great deal of height, but man, is he scrappy. He gets in on the puck and he plays it hard.
TCNJ looking to clear their line and bring it up the ice. 30 seconds left on their power play.
That was huge for the Owls. They got a lot of defensive guys changed, and they got some forward guys changed. I mean, that's what happens when you forecheck on a penalty kill. This one, a Richie's penalty kill. You get some fresh bodies out there.
Shot on net, save made. Auerbach still looking to save it, and eventually frees it. Wow.
That was a way better save than it probably looked on your television screen. Ben Auerbach was completely out of position. Didn't even see around Bladen Reed. Number 25 on TCNJ, Dan Martin, was in perfect position to bury that. Ben Auerbach made a nice little, I think it was a nice butterfly extension, we'll call that. I don't even know. It was a hybrid of the two, but nonetheless, great save there by Big Ben.
Defensive face-off, one for the Owls. They look to clear their line. TCNJ holds it in at the blue line. TCNJ moves the puck around. 4 seconds left on the power play for them. Temple clears the zone and goes on the offensive rush. Van Allen with it. Van Allen passing it off. Gets it to the corner. Centering pass looking for Giazza. Shot thrown towards the goal, blocked away. Wrapped around the boards. Bladen Reed gets to it. Reed dumps it behind the net. And Temple and TCNJ battling it out for the puck right now. TCNJ emerges with it. And not really having the numbers the other way. A 4-on-3 defensively for the Owls. So Bowles is able to get the recovery. And he takes it up the length of the ice now, passing it to Van Allen. Van Allen dropping it back for Reed. Reed to Giazza. Giazza into the zone.
Very slow, and yet fast at the same time period here for us, JJ. About 3 minutes left. The clock just shut off, which I could give you a reference on the time, but it seems like right around the 2-3 minute mark, the clock shuts off, JJ.
Shot thrown on net right there. You're absolutely right, Taylor. It's been on and off this entire period every time I've tried to look back, but last time I looked, about 4 minutes left as that penalty expired for TCNJ. Back up now, 3-10.
27-18 shot advantage here for Temple. Really taking control of that, but they need more quality over quantity, and there you go.
Shot from the outside, score! A deflection goal in front.
Brendan Ondick, what an absolute beauty of hand-eye coordination right there. Matthew Gwinnett took a shot from the left point, and he just wristed it on. I mean, that's the kind of shot you put on goal when you want to have a guy get in front of it, and Ondick just was able to deflect it from going into the chest to between the legs in the 5-hole. It's 3-0 Owls, just a couple minutes left in the second frame.
So Ondick tallies his second goal of the game. Matthew Jeanette getting his first assist of his college career. Temple on top, 3-0, as you mentioned, Dylan.
So in this period alone, Matthew Jeanette's now recorded 2 points, assist and a goal. Probably makes Coach Pat Carroll pretty happy right now, considering that all he wanted to do was shoot. Just told him, hey, all you got to do is shoot. Well, now he's got 2 points in this game. High-impact player for the Owls.
And a chance in front there taken away by Michael Lajewski. Temple with a lot of offensive pressure here in the period, and we apologize for any fans who may not have been able to see that goal. A bit of a different setup here at the new rink, the Igloo, new for the 2019 season, moving on from New York, Taylor.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot to get used to. Still same end of the ice. But being in the center here is interesting. When you're right on top of the net, you can really see a lot more of the slot. And it really opens up the game, in my opinion, because I've always admired the slot. I've always admired the goal mouth and basically, you know, what goes into that, the offensive strategy.
Temple holding the puck in the offensive zone now with 2:24 left in the period. TCNJ moving the other way. Auerbach out of his net, looking to make the save, and picked up by Crossan. Crossan clearing his line, gets it past the blue line into the neutral zone.
Aaron Crossan, just a miscue there. Probably one of his very few mistakes he's made in that game. Didn't really matter, though. Temple able to break it up. I believe that was Jack Pierce in transition. Good back check.
Crossan knocked to the ground now. Temple holding. Ripping a shot around the boards. TCNJ collects it up.
Bench was trying to make sure Alex Barberini could see the man behind him. A little bit of cherry picking, but the yelling finally worked.
And that goes the length of the ice for icing. Barberini back to touch it up. 55 on 55. Sean Leonard, number 55 for TCNJ.
Alex Barberini was a guy that came in about 6 games into the season last year. Tremendous 6'6", standing tall for a defenseman. does all the small things, and that's what I really, really admire about his game.
And it's wrapped back out. TCNJ with 36 left in the period. Centering pass never came to fruition for number 93, Ryan Anderson, the assistant captain for TCNJ.
Yeah, good job throwing that into the slot. Just way too much juice.
And a shot, score! Anderson comes back and slides the first goal past Auerbach. A top shelf goal, a backhanded shot right here in front of us. Anderson gets his team on the board. Temple now leads 3-1 against TCNJ.
An unmarked man there for sure. Came out of the bushes. Just had a chance not even 10 seconds ago. I was critiquing him on his finish, but did a good job right there, right out of the bushes, in the slot. Backhand shot goes top above Ben Auerbach's glove.
You could kind of feel that coming. They were just getting a little sloppy with their play. Their passing was getting a little worse. They didn't really have good communication, and that's a backbreaker. Whenever there's a goal in the final minute of a period, the 3-goal lead, it's one of the most dangerous leads in hockey. And right now, you got to be thinking that's not going to be good in that locker room.
5 seconds left in the period, waiting for time to expire. And there's the buzzer on period number 2 tonight. TCNJ strikes in the final minute of play. Ryan Anderson gets his team on the board, the assistant captain. But Temple builds themselves a bit of a cushion, adding 2 goals themselves, one courtesy of the freshman Matthew Jeanette, and Brendan Ondick gets credit for the other one. And Dylan, the man himself who just got his first career goal with the Temple Owls and first career assist on Brendan Ondick's goal, we'll take you down ice side with Matthew Jeanette.
Yeah, 2 points in the second period of his first collegiate game. It's got to feel really good.
Yeah, it feels great, you know. A little bit of nervous energy coming in into the game, you know, for freshman, first game. But got out through the first period, you know, shook it off and just played my game.
What happened on that first goal?
Charles just gave me a good pass right in the wheelhouse. Just let it rip on the one-timer and just got lucky, I guess. I don't know.
And with that assist, I mean, it was more of a shot looking for a deflection. Were you just putting that on net in search of a stick to kind of find it?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, we're always taught as defense, you know, just find a lane, get pucks on net. So just took it out from the point, trying to find a lane, shot it, and OD with a great tip.
Congrats, Matt.
Thank you.
Pat Carroll having a conversation with the ref as he walks off the ice. Jeanette skating over towards the bench. And that'll lead us to our second period intermission report. Mike Zingroni will have that for you in just a moment. Temple leads the game 3-1 here at the end of 2. I'm JJ Michalski alongside Taylor Snyder. We'll be back with third period action in just a moment.
Hello, Temple Ice Hockey fans, and welcome into the second intermission report. After 2 periods, Temple leads TCNJ 3-1.
This period, want to keep that lead in Temple's favor. So people, like Gannett, like a couple other guys that I've noticed so far, like I said, Kyle Smedley or Michael Irie, like you pointed out, really had a presence in that second period as well as the first period. So going forward, what can these freshmen do? What can this class of freshmen do? Being very versatile is one, and we're looking forward to see what they have left.
All right, Zach, I'm going to put the ball in your court as we wrap up the second intermission. If you were head coach Pat Carroll speaking in the Temple locker room right now, what are you telling the boys?
Well, first things first, TCNJ just scored a goal with, just a few minutes, if not seconds, left in the second period. So they're going to come out fired up. They're going to come out with a lot of adrenaline. You need to make sure that you, block them off. Be strong in your defensive zone. Keep the puck out of the defensive zone if you can even do that as much as possible. But again, not to sound cliche, keep the foot on the gas, keep the forecheck going, and make sure you take away TCNJ's momentum going into the third period.
Right. Well, that just about does it for the second intermission report. Temple leads TCNJ 3-1. Stay tuned for the third period call with Taylor Snyder and JJ Myhowski.
back here for the third period of play now here from the Igloo in Mount Laurel, New Jersey. Temple currently leading 3-1 in the game over TCNJ. Temple with an offensive opportunity early here. Shot thrown in front of the net. Charles Giza getting the rebound. Giaza to it now. And now Temple begins to carry out. Temple carrying the other way through the offensive zone across the blue line. They go tip it towards net. Save made. Defensive recovery by Mark Teachin. Barberini passing it off. Temple moving in. McDowell passes it around. And Crossan getting involved in some post-academic play along the boards. Puck dumped down the ice, and icing is the call. Temple back down to their defensive end of the ice. And a huge hit there. Goal scored for TCNJ, tipped in front.
That puck, JJ, it went off the post, off the back of Ben Auerbach and into net. Just unfortunate, and now it's 3-2. That most dangerous lead in hockey is 3 goals, and this one is proving that to be true.
TCNJ making the comeback now. They once trailed in the game 3-0, 1 goal scored in the final minute of the third period. And now with about 15 minutes left here in the third, they get on the board once again. It's 3-2 Temple. Temple loses the face-off there. TCNJ throws a shot in from the outside. Bolt settling down in his corner. Mine has to go down.
How do I turn your mic down? So I keep trying to turn it down, and they'll try to tell me not to touch anything.
TCNJ in their own offensive zone. Looking to get another shot off. Temple leads 3-2. Shot towards the net. Knocked down by a couple of bodies in front. Puck still loose. And out of the zone it goes. Settled down by TCNJ. Bowles gobbling it up.
Yeah, Irie back on the ice for the Temple Owls. Had a big second period. They're going to need it right now.
And for just a moment, I'm going to toss the play-by-play over to Taylor Snyder. Snyder going to work with Dylan for a second.
Apologies to everyone who may be watching at home having a bit of technical difficulties. It's the first game of the season for us too, so I'm joined now. I'm on the call here, play-by-play. Taylor Snyder here at the Igloo. JJ Mikowski's going to try to figure out what's going on for us, but in the meantime, I will control the pace of play. So it is 3-2 now. Slow start in the second period. Not so much here in the third. TCNJ really trying to make it a case to establish themselves more early on in this period, and granted, to their own, to each its own, because, you know, in the second period there for Temple, they really controlled it. First period kind of back and forth. Can TCNJ knock the even kilt off here and take control of this game? But it's only 1 goal game now with about 16 minutes left. Temple caught off their feet right now. And at the face-off dot for the Owls, Captain Charles, number 5. Number 93 for TCNJ, Ryan Anderson, had a net there with about a minute left in the second period. The reason it is a 1 goal game rather than 2. And now to get it for the Owls, number 25, Nick Van Allen. Now moving up through neutral ice, trying to connect with his buddy Charles. But Charles in a battle with number 9, Benny. And a dish there from Walker. Couldn't reach the stick of Van Allen. Van Allen plays behind the net. Up pinned against the boards with number 75, Logan Vudic. And TCNJ just trying to put this deep, and they will. Moving into neutral ice on the chase is Moses. And number 27 here, Nick Van Allen. Plays it off, and a nice retrieval from TCNJ. And a stoppage of play with 14:23 to go in the third.
They're trying to call that a high stick on the Owls, not a penalty, but the stick touching the puck up high. It never touched the stick right there, and it looks like Charles Giazza is actually coming in the penalty box. So they're going to call a high stick penalty, not just a high stick from the puck being hit. Really interesting call here. Charles is not happy about it.
Thank you very much, Dylan.
And at the dot for the Owls, I believe that was Jack Pierce. Got a lot of burn last year. Him and Duran, who's no longer on the roster, were the primary centers who took the faceoffs last year. So Pierce now moving up through neutral ice, just puts it deep. Fowler was about the only guy who could chase. There are only about four guys, there are four guys on the ice right now for Temple. The advantage for TCNJ. And a one-goal game here in the third. Bad timing.
TCNJ taking the ball, taking the puck into the zone right now.
And now number 3 for the Lions, Mark Teachin, the captain. Dishes it off to number 93, Ryan Anderson. And Pierce just dumps that out. Into neutral ice on the chase is Fowler for Temple. And the Owls will get fresh legs on. Coming out now is Will Green, a physical player. Has had a solid game checking in this one. No points to add to it. Hopes to change that. And a shot there from number 3, Mark Teachin. On the follow-up chance was number 9, Travis Benny. And there to keep it in was Chris Hastings for TCNJ. Fowler, good job of dumping that into neutral ice. On the chase now was Will Green. Owls looking to get a line change. Barberini coming off, Fowler coming off, coming onto the ice. Number 21, McDougal. There to support him is Bladen Reed.
Taylor, there's some nerves on the Temple Owls bench right now. It doesn't feel like that same energy that they came with midway through the second period. And, I mean, it makes sense. You have so many Richie's penalty kills you have to kill off, and then you have so many opportunities that you can't put in, and then random goals. I mean, the second goal was just unlucky for Ben Auerbach. Just, it so happens that it's 3-2.
Energy was really sucked out of this place on that goal, Dylan. A lot of TCNJ fans in attendance. We are in the state of New Jersey, and as I mentioned, it is only a one-goal game, and there's still plenty of time. Temple is out shooting TCNJ by a pretty decent portion, but TCNJ really establishing their forecheck. Took them 3 periods, but better late than ever, and that's really making the difference here in the third period.
Yeah, Charles Giazza was mad, and he was pretty upset with his action, as you see. He takes that puck for himself.
Got a penalty call coming. What'd you see, Dylan?
I think that's just going to be called offsides. Nick Van Allen was also walking the tightrope alongside Charles Giazza.
Yes.
Or actually, we're seeing a TCNJ penalty coming up.
Yeah, I was about to say, you know, it looks like a little bit more than offsides. The referee, but you know like when there's a difference between an offsides call and a penalty call, the authority in the call.
I mean, that's true. That's one of the hardest things I feel like we have to deal with is just that authority. You know what I mean?
That I really thought made the difference for Temple.
You can see some other things up there. I'm on ice level, man. You can see from up above the sky, only kind of a couple feet above me.
You know, I'm getting used to the skybox up here. It took me a couple periods, but anyway, back on the ice now. We're going to have Temple here with 5 guys on versus 4. So now the tables are going to turn, the turntables, as some call it. And a shot there from the point. I believe that was Brendan Ondick. It was. So Brendan Ondick with a nice play on the net. Charles Giazza trying to forecheck. Couldn't keep it in. Now handled by Benny for the Lions.
Ondick looking for the hat trick now on the night.
We got J.J. Mikulski back on the call here. Technical difficulties, I think, are finally up. So now we got the trio back.
We got the trio back. That's beautiful.
And this is a beautiful, beautiful thing because the past 3 minutes we've been experiencing some technical difficulty. So good to have the whole crew down back together. JJ, you want to take it from here or you want me to keep going?
Keep going with it, Taylor.
I'll keep going. All right. Hockey to play and a nice shot through the slot. Brandon Ondick and a beautiful, beautiful club save from Mike Lajewski to keep this game at 1 score. Wide open shot in the slot, went directly to his glove. Didn't really help his case too much by shooting that top right. Should have went bar left.
Well, Lajewski's in a big spot right now. His team's down in the game 3-2, really just trying to keep things as minimal of a deficit as possible, and Brendan Ondick trying to get Temple that extra goal right now.
That was Grand Larson.
Andrew Kaiser at the dot there for the Owls, won the faceoff. Croson is back on the ice. TCNJ moving legs up ice through the neutral zone, trying to create something, but was kind of just falling all over there was Chris Hastings. Never really could set his feet. And now McDougal out there for the Owls, another freshman, moves behind net. Services, looks around for Zambella. Zambella, shot disrupted, eventually finds the stick of Kaiser. Kaiser to the ice, and now TCNJ will dump out. And moving up through neutral ice, number 96, Chris Hastings. Hastings just tried to throw that one into the slot. Zambella was not fooled, so now Temple defense to offense. Back and forth and in to the bench.
And 22 seconds left on the power play now for TCNJ. Temple leading in the game 3-2, 33 shots in the game for the Owls.
Yeah, this period, you know, it's really hard to get a read on it. TCNJ about for 2-3 minutes there. Looks like they were really going to take control of this game and even it up, but Temple doing a good job of staying calm. They need a little bit more energy on their back checks, though, in this period.
Just 20 seconds left on this power play, and it's been sloppy except for that Ondick chance. They really need to start getting some communication going on because that puck is just being chopped everywhere without any ability to control it.
Giazza plays up, tried to knock it down. Luke Vidic was not fooled. And there to dump it in was Bladen Reed. So Reed sends it deep. On the chase is Van Allen. Van Allen crushed between two TCNJ players, couldn't get a handle on it, so now TCNJ trying to move it through neutral ice, but that was Ian Bowles with a nice poke check. Puck moving all over the place right now. No team really establishing possession in this period. And a nice shot there by, I believe that was number 12, J.P. Kelly. TCNJ, Ben Auerbach forced to make a save, and here comes Charles Giazza. Giazza with the pass, could not connect with Van Allen. And the Owls will regroup. Van Allen throws it in front, and Giazza was there, could not get a stick on it. Van Allen, good job to throw that puck on the net. Charles Giazza was in position, could not finish.
Huge save by Auerbach there on the other end of the ice, and yeah, it does sting for the Temple Owls. They're unable to get that extra goal right there. Giazza working with Van Allen up top.
Handling it for the Lions, Andrew Summa. Summa has an assist in this game, the one to the assistant captain Anderson. That was the second goal of the game for TCNJ. None since. TCNJ trying to get some fresh legs on the ice right now. Skating out is Jamison Dugan. He's been involved heavily in this game for the Lions. And speaking of, here's Dougal with a shot from the point right off the blocker of Ben Auerbach. And now Temple dumps it in. On the chase is Sean Fowler. Turns on the Jets. Physical play, beats off Summa. There to help him out is Kaiser. Ondick's in the corner too. No one in that sequence could really get a stick on it, except Fowler, who now sets it up to Kaiser. Kaiser back to Fowler, couldn't reach him. Ondick up near the face-off circle. Services, nice deke. Tries to put it on net, could not complete it. One-on-one play there, Kaiser. Back to Ondick. Sean Fowler up in the corner now for the Owls. Fowler to Barberini. Barberini, a shot from the top, easy glove save for Lajewski.
Okay, so why, I mean, this is something that's going against Temple. There's not really anything you can do except have a man back. TCNJ, whenever the puck is in the defensive zone, they only have 4 guys coming to defend it, and it kind of helps them out. They feel more comfortable having to defend 4 guys instead of having a 5-on-5. They like the 4-on-4 play. They always force the Owls to have a defenseman kind of hanging back because of that 4-1 formation they kind of have going on right now.
Gannett has an assist and a goal in this game. Back to retrieve it for the Owls. Nice dump in there from Moses. Sent it deep. Icing is waved. Croson there with McDougal to retrieve, but TCNJ able to dump it out of the zone. Pinned up near the skates. Played off by Mark Teachin, the captain. Teachin connects with his teammate, Vidic. And to Anderson, number 53. Excuse me, Andrew Lem, number 53. An assist in this game. He went down to the ice there on one knee, quickly to spring back up. So now Gannett's going to chase it in Temple zone. Gannett looking to connect there with Pierce, couldn't reach him. Will Green now out on the ice for the Temple Owls. He's been humming around the net all game there with Croson. The two have played well together tonight. Moving up is Anderson. Anderson, a shot up into the glass, and a stoppage of play will be called with 6:48 to go here in the third period.
I will say just a little bit back, the Owls bench, they were all very unhappy with a non-call. Kyle Smedley had a stick kind of go under his skate. He fell down. Pat Carroll, Kevin Ryder, Frank Bloss, all of them, the entire coaching staff, they were very unhappy with the fact that it was still 5-on-5 hockey.
Irie at the dot for the Owls, couldn't win the face-off, so TCNJ will control. Sent in deep there from Benny. In the corner is JP Kelly with an assist in this game off a deflection. And now Temple moving in neutral ice, trying to get a stick on it was Zambella, number 91, but it goes right into the glove, puck frozen up by Lajewski, so we will have another stoppage of play.
Taylor, the feeling I'm getting over here is gone are the festivities because of the goals scored and the great start that Temple had, but now coming to the forefront is just, it's difficult. It's difficult to close out a game, and we saw 2 years ago it was difficult to close out the game against D2 Millersville University. That game had to be decided in overtime, a 4-3 win for the Owls. Except for that Bloomsburg game, they got to make sure they handle this D2 team as a D2 team. It doesn't look like TCNJ has the makings, though, of a D2 team and not, a D1 team.
TCNJ has been phenomenal tonight, Dylan. A good away crowd for them. Something to note, though, heading into this game, this is TCNJ's second game. They won last night versus Princeton. And really, whatever level you're at, no other way to put it. I mean, first game is a first game, and for Temple, it's definitely shaken off that rust early on, was a bit big of a challenge. But in this third period now, I couldn't agree more, Dylan. They need a bit more energy, and they need to close.
TCNJ with a busy opening week and a game tomorrow for them as well.
JJ's still here on the call. We switched it off, the technical difficulties, so we're kind of moving around. We're doing this by committee tonight, but thank you for sticking with us through it all on the TU Ice Network. And a nice shot there from Barberini in the middle of my conversation. That was, Lajewski made it look like a routine save, but that puck had some juice on it. Back to get it for the Owls. Played off in the corner is Will Green, who falls to the ice. It was Brendan Ondick. Looks like an 11. And the bench was not too happy about
penalties
that one,
coming up.
But, yep, had to see that one coming. I was about to say, it seemed a little too good to be true for TCNJ.
Ben Auerbach's going to get to the bench, so they're going to have a 6-on-5 for a bit. Draft toward power play coming up, though.
Irie tried to connect with Fowler. TCNJ will cover up, and Temple is going to have an advantage. So we will head to a drought horse power play here in the third period with a 3-2 goal advantage for the Temple Owls. 4:47 remaining in the game here in the third period. And heading off to the box, I forgot to mention, for TCNJ will be Matt Lajewski, the brother of the netminer Michael. Both M's, don't get the two confused. So Temple will have a 5-on-4 advantage here at a very timely point in the game. Up 1 goal, ensure it's much needed. Let's see if they can cash. Cleared out of the TCNJ zone was Lem, so back to retrieve is Gannett. Gannett to Giazza. Giazza thought about sending one deep. Tried to dish it to Van Allen. Van Allen didn't have his head up. So TCNJ makes that an easy clear.
if Charles Giazza gets the puck, expect him to take it for himself and take a shot and rip one. He's been pretty unhappy with his play here in this third period.
Ondick set one from the point. To the front was Nick Van Allen. Not a lot of heat on that one, but Van Allen doing a good job of disrupting traffic.
Andrew Kaiser was just trying to get to Matthew Gannett because there was another TCNJ player just kind of hanging out at center ice, and Gannett needed to make sure he kept an eye on them. It's pretty smart, though, from TCNJ. If they play with fewer players in that defensive zone, offensive players, that is, then they're doing a good job. They're pulling away the Owls.
Gannett on that second pairing tonight out there on special teams for the Owls, number 7. And TCNJ able to clear that one out of the zone, so we will have a minute and 11, minute 10 now left on this Temple advantage.
And a bit of cherry picking going on from your boy J.P. Kelly down there, Taylor.
J.P. Kelly's been out there a lot in this period, JJ. It seems like ever since I called his name on the broadcast, he's really made his presence known. And a shot there from Irie. Irie on the follow-up opportunity was Nick Van Allen, could not cash. So Ondick will clean up the trash. Back to Irie. Ondick again. Ondick tried to send that one out to Irie. The redirect shot scores! St. Nick is coming to a town near you. 4-2 Owls.
And Nick Van Allen gets the rebound shot in front. He was bullied back here behind the net, actually shoved down on top of it. But Ondick gets an assist on the evening. He's able to pass it out in front and give Van Allen the power play goal for the Owls.
Nick Van Allen, his first game since last year, 2018, for the Temple Owls, and he finally gets a goal. He's been really trying to get that puck in down deep. He's been pushing and shoving. He's been trying to rake that puck into the net, and finally his chances gave him a present, and he got that goal.
Nick Van Allen coming in fresh legs into the 2019 season for the Temple Owls. It's great to see number 25 back out there. And that goal comes at a very timely point. 3:28 remaining in the game. 2-goal lead for Temple. Now Fowler, number 77, dishes it out to Ian Bowles. Deflection there by Fowler off the shot from Bowles. Puck still loose. Kaiser tried to get a piece of it, could not. So now moving with it for TCNJ is Summer.
And guys, that's a really nice play by Will Green. He loses the puck, but instead of trying to go for it, he actually skates the opposite direction and then gets the puck back in the zone.
Fowler to Bowles. Ooh, oh my Lord. Ian Bowles almost had a goal there. Tried to go top right off a shot from the top of the zone. Ian Bowles had a great opportunity. An even better glove save there by Lajewski.
Kyle Smedley just said to the bench how Bowles almost had it. He has not scored in his collegiate career. This is his 3rd season, and I'm sure the bench will be messing with him for that one. It was a great save.
Ian Bowles, a man of many talents, a pizza maker off the ice, loves to cook for his teammates. His teammates have renowned him to be a 5 out of 5 chef.
I don't think every teammate says that he's a 5 out of 5 chef. It's Bowles on bra.
Oh, well, the nice ones do. Anyway, back to the game. I'm just kidding. Anyway, we like to joke around here. Ian Bowles almost had his first career goal as a Temple Owl right there. Great opportunity. Lajewski had to ruin the moment.
And guys, nearing the end of the game now, 2:25 left, but Temple with 42 shots in the game thus far, and that's a rare statistic that we would have seen last year, normally getting up to about that 30 mark. So for Pat Carroll to be able to get his team to take 40 shots on goal, that has to be important here in the first game of the season.
It's huge. I mean, we're talking about systems here. Defensively, defense is the hardest thing to kind of teach, and you have to teach some pretty strong tightness when it comes to defensive zone play. You want to make sure that you keep the puck in front of you at all times, because if it gets behind you, then you're just kind of playing with a game of luck there. And the fact that they've kind of restricted the amount of shots going in on our box, someone who is notoriously good for stopping all the shots, it's just big. It's big for the entire team's confidence to see the play go the offensive zone and not the defensive zone.
So Sean Fowler there for the Temple Owls tried to keep that puck in. TCNJ did a good job of dumping that out. So now they're going to try to establish a forecheck here. 1:47 left in the game, a 2-goal advantage for the Owls, and we're going to have another penalty call coming up.
1:45 left in the game here.
Going to the box for the Temple Owls is Andrew Kaiser, number 12. So a TCNJ advantage. Might be too little too late for them, but nonetheless, they will try to make this interesting on the Owls. Regardless of the score tonight, Lajewski in net tonight for TCNJ has been nothing short of phenomenal. Michael Lajewski could be a play here, a timeout called by TCNJ to try to draw up a play. Such an important night for everyone here, and it's good to see, you know, the way they're playing tonight and everything on top of it in Pat Carroll's debut. A lot of things to be excited about tonight, really, for the Temple Owls, and they've done a good job of satisfying the home fans here at the Igloo.
Everyone having a ton of fun here, and for it being 10-11 on a Saturday night, this place is still fairly packed, and granted, you are playing a team from New Jersey, but Temple faithful coming out strong.
Yeah, definitely to support. And they were strong earlier today at the Maryland game and even into this one, and this is definitely an exciting year for this program, JJ, in this new arena.
Taylor, an interesting point about Temple sports this weekend. No Temple team has lost the entire weekend from Thursday night on.
Well, we got a minute 37 to keep that one true, my friend, so we'll have to see. In the meantime, TCNJ will try to take advantage of this power play opportunity with the time left. A whiff shot there by number 12, J.P. Kelly. Unfooled was Nick Van Allen, number 25, but TCNJ able to keep it in. And now Benny, a shot from the point. Following up on the chance was number 25, Dan Martin for TCNJ. A shot from the top, number 3, Mark Teachin, could not close. TCNJ doing a good job of keeping this in. Another one from Benny sent to the slot, knocked down by Barberini, but TCNJ controls. Benny again at the point. Benny to the front. Oh, off the top of the crossbar. Looks like that puck bounced off the ice, off the top of the crossbar and down. You don't see bar down like that these days, Dylan.
Yeah, no, not at all, but I will tell you, getting to kind of hear what the discussion was between Andrew Kaiser and ACHA official, ACHA is kind of starting to tighten it up on the hits that are not for the purpose of playing the puck, as there's an empty net right here at time. We don't know it because it's counting as 27-21 on the clock, but nonetheless, Andrew Kaiser, his case is that it was just he was going for the hit. He was going for the body, and the entire bench thought it was a clean hit. Of course they would. They were all very frustrated. Charles Giazza stood up, very confused why that would be a penalty. And although Kaiser did calm down a bit after discussion with the referee, I think something that he said kind of is his feeling as of right now. He said as he was coming back to the bench in PG-rated words that this is the softest game he's ever played. So if that kind of gives you a mindset into how he's thinking right now, then there you go.
10 seconds separate Temple from their first victory of the season. The Owls playing TCNJ here in the newly wedded Igloo in Mount Laurel, New Jersey. The Temple Owls are 1-0. A great start to the season for the Cherry and the White.
And they raise their hands up to the sky in honor of Ryan Treves, this being the first game Treves has not been a part of, but Temple doing him well, getting the 4-2 victory.
Ben Auerbach, the winning goalie tonight. The losing goalie is Michael Lajewski for TCNJ. Final score here from the Igloo. The Temple Owls 4, the College of New Jersey Lions 2. Both sides played a pretty good hockey game. Sloppy on both ends. In Temple's debut, though, you can't ask for much more. The 10 freshmen were phenomenal. Both goalies were even phenomenal, too, in this game. At the end of the day, though, Temple showing why they have the depth to compete this year and why they have the depth to even go deeper. It's going to be a very exciting year for the Temple Owls.
And how about the action from Brendan Ondick tonight? Ondick scoring 2 goals for the Owls. Very impressive for the junior. And really just trying to get the job done. One person that really didn't stand out for me tonight, Charles Giazza, but last year he was put on the ice a lot, put into situations where they needed him to score. This year he doesn't necessarily need that. As we see, he has an offense to back him up, and Giazza can be the superstar we've seen him be before when he needs to be that person.
Yeah, Charles Giazza, number 5 tonight, the captain. Obviously, you want to see a 10 out of 10 game from him every night, but unfortunately not the case. But for right now, we're going to send it down to our on-rink analyst, Dylan Coyle, who has assistant captain Nick Van Allen right here. Take it away, Dylan.
Yeah, Nick Van Allen was the one who gave the Owls a little bit of insurance with that goal near the end there. I mean, it seemed like the entire attitude on the bench changed.
Yeah, I mean, it was a pretty big goal. and we just wanted to win this one for Trevs. It was a very important game, and we just played the way he played all the time, and we came out on top.
I mean, you have Trevs' family here. How special is it to start a season in the way you did? You battled to the end.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. Like I said, we played 60 minutes the way he played every shift, and I said to the guys in the locker room, we play the way he plays all the time. We should have no issues in this game, and it paid off.
Well, congrats on that, and I know Ryan is definitely smiling down on everybody.
Thank you.
The late Ryan Trevs, a beautiful ceremony before tonight's game. The Trevs family dropping the puck. Obviously a very important game tonight for the Temple Owls, able to earn the victory. You heard it in Nick Van Allen's voice, the effort and the character, you know, that Ryan Trevs really displayed for this Temple ice hockey program for many years was contagious, and his heart is still present here on the ice tonight for the Temple Owls. A very, very, very important win tonight for them to do this in memory of Ryan, in a beautiful setting at that too. So
that was pretty special. I mean, I know the entire team is just thinking about Ryan Trevs and his family. These past few months have not been easy for anybody, and I know that anyone with a bit of empathy here will be feeling very, very wet in the eyes right now. That was pretty awesome.
an important night for the Temple Owls, a very special night for them at that, and they earned the victory in honor of Ryan Trevs. 4-2 final here from the Igloo in Mount Laurel, New Jersey. The Temple Owls are 1-0. That'll do it from Taylor Snyder, JJ Michalski, and Dylan Coyle signing off from the Igloo.
Hello, Temple Ice Hockey fans, and welcome to the post-game show. I'm Mike Sangroni alongside Zach Demuse. Very, very entertaining third period, as you just saw. But the final score, Temple prevails over TCNJ, 4-2. Nick Van Allen getting a third period goal late to give Temple the much-needed advantage. Zach, I'm just going to bring it to you basic like I always do. Overall from the game, first, second, and third period, what were some of the main points that stuck out to you?
We talked about it earlier in the two earlier intermission reports, and that was the usage of the freshmen on the lines. The freshmen really came out strong today, like you noticed. We talked about a few guys who really made impacts, which we'll get into in a little bit. But really, what really stood out to me was the overall play of the team. You knew head coach Pat Carroll's first game as the head coach came out with the victory for Ryan Treves, and the tribute tonight was beautiful, and have this game in his honor. First game of the season, 1-0. That's all you can ask for after this day.
It was beautiful to get a season opening win, especially for Ryan Treves when we're honoring him today. But I kind of want to relate this back to last season a little bit. Last season, the season opening win for Temple, they beat Bloomsburg 10-1. This game, however, is a little bit closer, a little bit more of a hard-fought victory. You face some adversity, and you really got to buckle down and play your system to prevail with this win. What can a close game like this do in the first game, if you prevail, give you confidence going forward?
Yeah, well, it absolutely kept Temple on their toes, right? I believe before Temple solidified that fourth goal, TCNJ actually hit a couple posts before, so this could have been a completely different game if that puck was shifted 1 or 2 inches to either direction. But really keeping this game close, keeping a game close like this against a team like TCNJ, giving Temple, the opportunity to understand the moment and understand what it felt like to almost, lose the lead sometimes, and when you have that opportunity and you have that in the back of your head to think that this could change very quickly, it gets a different mindset out there. So having that capability to get them in that mindset of, hey, we need 1 or 2 more, let's get the insurance going, and then luckily they were able to succeed with this victory.
So Temple fired 39 shots against TCNJ, while TCNJ recorded 33, which means Ben Auerbach had 31 saves on 33 shots. What did you see from Ben Auerbach's game? What did you like from him today?
Absolutely phenomenal, like you talked about. Really a big presence in net. Like I said earlier, we had a chance to watch him right on the other side of the glass, and the presence and the capability that he has to take up that crease, and keeping one of his main strengths is staying low. When the puck's coming in, he can crouch down, get underneath the legs of anybody in front of him who are getting in his way with not being able to see. Being able to shift his body very quickly. I noticed, and I mentioned out to you earlier in this show that a couple pucks did hit the post. He did let 2 in, but both of those shots were contested with people in front of them. So great, strong play today by the goaltender for the Owls. We look forward to the rest of the season as he is looking for something to prove. Also want to touch on, going back to that last point, 4-2, you said, what can a victory like this mean? This is a great victory for Temple because of the fact that all those freshmen are there. It's going to take time for the chemistry between the veterans and the freshmen to continue and to work together, to collaborate and get victories on the ice. And we saw tonight how easy that can be for in just one game. And going forward, it's going to make it a lot easier for the Owls.
Well, folks, that just about does it for the post-game show. Temple defeats the College of New Jersey 4-2. Thanks for 2 goals from Brandon Ondick, 1 goal from Matthew Gannett, and another goal in the third period from Nick Van Allen. For Michael Zagurny, Zach Demuse, JJ Mahowski, Taylor Snyder, Dylan Coyle, and our photographer Justin Oakes, we thank you for listening or watching the TU Ice Network, and we'll see you next Friday here at the Igloo against Cornell.